Am I the a-hole for wanting some space from my daughter after she believed I was an abuser? Basically, I-41 male was accused of sexually assaulting her 16 female friend 17 female. She's known her just over a year, so I've known her for the same amount of time. She tried to kiss me. I turned her down, and as a result, she accused me of violating her. It went on for a few weeks, and even went to the police, and it only came out when they were grilling her and she finally admitted it. She was victimized, but it was her mom's boyfriend, and she went with accusing me because I was the safe option or some nonsense like that. When my daughter found out at a time, and I was being investigated though, she cut me off. Basically, didn't even want to talk to me or see me. I tried to pick her up to come over, but she said she didn't even want to see me. My ex wouldn't even let me in the house. Even she believed it. And her brother, my ex-brother-in-law, physically beat me and removed me from the house because I wouldn't go until I seen my daughter. Worst thing was, she blocked me in social media. But before she did, she put a status on her social media just saying some bollocks like "believe women," which freaking hurt. In my daughter's eyes, I was a criminal and I assaulted her friend. So now it's all came out and I'm cleared. She rang me up to say she wants to come over to talk. But I said no, I don't think it's a good idea. It hurt me when she didn't believe me, so I want to just think for a bit until I forgive her. My ex then rang saying how hurt my daughter is because I won't forgive her. She tried to apologize too, and I told her I don't accept her apology either, and that I don't want to talk to her either. They're not stopping texting me though, and my daughter tried to come over and was banging my door asking to come in, crying. I pretended I wasn't in. Am I the a-hole for wanting some space because I don't know if I can forgive her yet? Edited to add because people keep on asking, why were you alone with a 17-year-old? I wasn't really alone with her. They were both staying at my house. I went for a wee in the middle of the night, and she was waiting outside the toilet door and scared me a bit coming out. I laughed it off, and she basically lunged trying to kiss me. I laughed it off, told her no, and went back to bed. I didn't really pay it any more attention, and truth be told, forgot about it. Now for the top comments. How are you holding up? Please take care of yourself. Truth be told, not very good. This happened to me, but accuser was my friend's now wife, who got drunk off her butt, cheated, then told everyone I drugged her. And that's why she did it. Blood tests proved she was just drunk, while cameras showed her leading some dude into bar toilet, and me nowhere to be seen. She was dumb enough to post on social media, and police ran a talk screen a day or so later, and pulled camera footage. It's been 15 years, and most people that know still believe her cause, hey, believe women, and I'm some predator that drugged her. I threatened legal action. Her and her husband did attempt to apologize once after deleting all social media posts about it. I asked for an equal Facebook post to the one blaming me. They declined. Things got heated and it got a black eye. I refused to speak to them or any of my old group of friends since. If the betrayal I felt was anything to go by, and yours was from your own daughter which would hurt orders of magnitude more, you're not the a-hole. Where's the brother-in-law here? That dude had have called police on. That he chose to marry such a woman just shows that he's an incurable idiot. He deserves every miserable hour he's married to that lying skank. She's had liposuction plus boob lift, plus glammed up. She's now a lady. He's an only child and his parents are quite well off. He's going to lose everything the moment they die and money comes to him. He'll get his own soon enough. Take all the time you need to heal from this disturbing and traumatic experience. Having your family not believe you is such a betrayal. To top it off with a social media post must have been gutting. Not only did she believe her friend with no proof, she's also was ready to announce to the world that you're guilty. Legally, can you do anything about the fake allegation as well as the physical assault from your ex-brother-in-law? I would scorch the earth. Don't worry about your ex-wife. Ignore that witch. The only thing I want to do about my ex-brother-in-law isn't exactly legal. I do the same thing as you. I just tell them I'll come to you all when I'm ready to talk if that time should ever come, and not the other way around. This is exactly it. Actions have consequences. Some things there is just no coming back from. This might be one of them. It's sad because they may be the end of their relationship. People will now likely not believe the friend's actual trauma because she lied about OP. She has made her own situation worse and made it worse for other victims. It is hard enough for victims of SA to come forward, but lies like this are the reason people question crimes like SA in a way they'd never question burglary, etc. She will learn a very harsh lesson, and OP and his family are suffering for nothing. Now for the mini update. I've messaged her saying basically I'm still too hurt to want to talk, and I need time and space. And then I'll let her know when I want to get in touch. I also said I still love her, despite not really being sure if I should say that, when I am not sure if I can forgive yet. I've also messaged my ex, saying to make sure she or my daughter don't contact me again until I'm ready. Not heard anything back yet, but hopefully I won't. Someone on here said I should look into a holiday, which really isn't a bad idea, so I'm currently looking into places I can go for a week or so, and might book some time off work. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to drop the charges against my adopted dad's ex-stepdaughter? Long story short, I was raised by a single mom in crushing poverty until I, now 44, was 13. My mom got remarried and I was eventually adopted by her husband. He and his family were like winning the step/adoptive family lottery. Literally changed my life. As far as I knew, Dad's nephew and I were the only children in Dad's family. Years later, I found out more details. Dad was married and had a daughter, Ashley, now early 50s. When Ashley was 14, her mom filed for divorce and moved in with her affair partner. She told Dad she had been cheating their entire relationship and he wasn't Ashley's biological father. Her affair partner had been married their entire relationship, and when his wife died, he wanted Ashley and her mom to move in. DNA testing was expensive and not common for paternity at the time, but Dad was excluded as Ashley's father by blood type. Ashley's mom had known since shortly after her birth that Dad wasn't her biological father because of their blood types. Ashley and her mom moved in with affair partner and his children in the home he had previously shared with his wife. They requested that Dad neither pay child support nor have visitation. Ashley was 15 or 16 by then, and she wrote Dad a letter asking him to leave her alone and let her build relationships with her biological family. He did as she requested, and they never reconnect as father and child after that. As far as I know, they never spoke again. Ashley's mom wanted a quick divorce and property settlement. Dad got the house and contents. Ashley's mom got cash. I barely knew Ashley existed until Dad died. Dad's will specifically mentioned her, denied her as his biological child. I'm pretty sure he was never removed from her birth certificate, and expressly stated that she was to get nothing from his estate. When she got notice that she was disinherited, she contacted me. Initially, she was very pleasant and asked if she could have some heirlooms that her mother had left behind in a divorce. I wasn't necessarily opposed and asked her to send me a list of items. She never provided a list and wanted to come look around and find stuff. I declined. Over the past 5 years, she has become increasingly more aggressive and volatile. Turns out, affair partner wasn't her biological father either. His family had a bit of money and paid for DNA testing in the early 1990s, after Ashley was an adult. His parents and grandparents wouldn't pay for her college or include her as a grandchild in their wills without proof she was biologically related. She wasn't included in affair partner's will because she wasn't his biological child. She is very angry. She feels cheated. She has no idea who her biological father is. Her mom swore on her deathbed that affair partner was her dad, and the DNA test was wrong. She leaves me alone for a while and then starts showing up at my house and job, ranting and carrying on about how I stole her life, her inheritance, her childhood home. She refers to me as the replacement. Eventually, I involved the police and she's been charged with remaining after forbidden and/or disturbing the peace 10 times. She escalated to property damage, and I finally had grounds for a restraining order. She violated it multiple times and was charged with misdemeanor violation of a protective order a couple of times. The last time they charged her with a felony. Now she's worried that the felony could impact her job. She wants me to drop the charges. Am I the a-hole for refusing to drop the charges against her? Now she's worried? Now, after all of this, not the a-hole. Don't drop the charges. OP, if you let her off again, she's only going to escalate. She's finally about to suffer a real consequence, and that has her scared, but not remorseful about what she's done. Also, you didn't do this to her. She did it to herself. She had plenty of warnings. Not the a-hole. She's stalking you and it's alarming. So it's fine for her to trespass, cause scenes at your home and job, but when her own job is supposedly at risk because of her outrageous behavior, you're expected to help her out? Don't fall for it. Ask the prosecutor and court to hold her fully accountable. Do not drop these charges. She will just start up again. Sadly, she did get screwed over by a lot of people, but not your problem. She mainly got screwed over by her mom sleeping with multiple men and not knowing who her father is. Poor woman. OP has Ashley indicated if she has done a 23andMe kit or similar and did a little legwork to see if she may be your father's actual daughter or her mom may have lied on her deathbed and there was more than the two men. I don't know what she has done as far as DNA testing. My dad was blood tested by the court and excluded as her father as a man with his blood type couldn't possibly be the father of a child with hers. Honestly, you're definitely not the a-hole here. Ashley sounds like she's just trying to blame you for her own issues, and it's super unfair for her to harass you like that. Like, girl, you didn't steal her life. Her mom did that. You have every right to protect herself and keep those charges. If she didn't want consequences, she shouldn't have acted like a total mess. It's wild how she thinks she can just waltz in and demand you drop everything after all that drama. Stay strong. I literally feel terrible for her. Everything good in my life is because of Dad and his family. I never would have gone to college without their financial support. I probably wouldn't have even finished high school if my life hadn't changed so drastically. I can't imagine where I'd be in life if they hadn't taken me in. Last story. Am I the a-hole for not inviting my father because he disowned me after knowing that I wasn't his biological child? So let's get into it, I guess. Almost a decade ago, my dad found out that my mom cheated on him with another guy years ago through my mother's sister. My mom and aunt weren't in good terms, so she told Dad everything. My parents fought over this and Dad filed for divorce. We all got DNA tested, and out of 3 children, I was the only one who wasn't his. It felt so bad to know that your dad who raised you for almost 16 years wasn't really your dad. That didn't feel as bad as him kicking me out of his house when I was begging him not to. I wished I could just end myself when he disowned me. My mom went into a depressive state and would just spend all day in bed and would just get out to use the toilet. My grandparents lived in a different state, but they did everything they could to make our lives better. I needed to come home from school, do all the chores in the house, and tend to my mom and check on her. I did everything that could possibly be done to make sure we lived. I would ask my mom who my real dad was, but all I got was screaming or a hit. My siblings and grandparents from Dad's side tried to make things right between me and Dad, but he wouldn't budge. Apparently, I was just a reminder that Mom cheated on him and nothing else. I remember my 17th birthday when no one remembered that it was my birthday. I cried to the point where I didn't have any tears left. Even when I graduated from high school, only my grandmother came. Why didn't my feelings matter to anyone? Why was I supposed to endure this? After I returned from my graduation, I told my mom that I was leaving if she doesn't tell me who my real dad is, and this time she did tell me who he was. I met him after finding where he lived. I discovered that I have a half-brother, and that my real father was a widower and a doctor. He didn't know that I existed or the fact that my mom was married. It took us time, but we built a bond and he helped me get through college and he walked me down the aisle. He even got Mom some help and I am forever grateful to him. Well, present time me, I 26 female, was married to my lovely fiancé last week and I didn't invite my ex-dad to my wedding. He tried to contact me before the wedding, but I don't want anything to do with him. My siblings and grandparents from ex-dad's side say I am wrong and that he wanted to come and make things right. But I don't want to make things right. He had a right to abandon me, so I have a right to do the same. He isn't my father. He was once upon a time, but not now. I understand that he was hurt, but I was hurt too. Everyone tells me to let go of the grudge, but I just don't want him in my life. And no, I won't give him another chance. My husband understands, but no one else seems to understand what I had to go through to get to where I am now. He cannot just come to my life 9.5 freaking years later and expect things to be alright. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. I don't blame you at all for not inviting him. He made his choice when he disowned you, and that caused a deep hurt that doesn't just go away. You've already rebuilt your life and found a real father figure who supported you. You have every right to protect your peace and keep him out. It's not about holding a grudge. It's about making sure you don't let someone back in who caused you so much pain. You owe him nothing, especially not forgiveness on his terms. You're so right. It's not about being bitter. It's about protecting yourself from more pain. Nobody should have to forgive just because someone suddenly wants back in. The father isn't trying to reconcile because he loves or misses the OP. OP was an emotional and financial liability when she was kicked out all those years ago. The father didn't want the responsibility of caring or to spend one thin dime on the OP for food, clothing, or college. Now that OP has been to college, has a nice job and a nice partner that could help feed and drive the father to his doctor's appointments when he gets too old to care for himself, suddenly the OP is seen as a genuine asset. The father is just at the age where his own parents are needing more of him, and it's making him reconsider who he has to support himself in his old age. Not the a-hole. Tell everyone that you aren't holding a grudge and don't wish him ill, that you're just unwilling to reopen a wound that you've worked so hard to start healing, that you need to remain no contact in order to continue your healing journey, so you wish him peace, but your paths diverged 10 years ago and will never meet again. Why would he just abandon her and decide he wants to fix things after 9 years when she already has her life sorted out, after he ghosted her when she needed him the most? He made crystal clear he didn't want to be part of your life. Let him live forever with the consequences of that decision. OP's father took the decision that was best for him 9+ years ago. Now she's taking the decision that is best for her now, not the a-hole. Unfortunately, the decision he made was not the best for him in the long run. While it was made at a time when his emotions ran amok, as a grown adult who had raised this child for 16 years, he had ample time to rectify the situation. He failed to do so and relinquished his right to have a place in her life. Not the a-hole OP. However you proceed, do so in the fashion you're comfortable with. Congratulations on your marriage and finding your bio dad.